What listing websites are you finding get the most traction for you? Does it kind of vary depending on the market, or is there like a standby where it's like, yes, it's always got to go here. This is where most of the sales come from. Is there such a thing?
We use land.com for pretty much everything and got a signature membership and can do 30 properties on there. But I've got like 8 to list this week. So we've got something like 50 properties in inventory right now. And so we just kind of rotate them through that 30 listing category. I put it everywhere else too. Facebook Marketplace, started using land listings some, but when I look at where the traffic comes from like to our website, land listings is at the bottom still. They're definitely growing, but it's, I guess, not as popular as land.com still, or Lands of America or Landwatch, since they own all of those. But I think most qualified buyers come from Lands of America and Landwatch.
Yeah, gotcha.
Or Land and Farm.
It sounds like you've got your stuff figured out in terms of putting together good listings. When it comes to photos and that kind of thing, what's your best system for that? Like, are you just doing Craigslist postings for local photographers, or finding them somewhere else, or what's your best solution? I know sometimes that's a hassle to just get reliable people who can actually do a good job.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times in all the land groups now, like yours and all the other ones on Facebook, you can just search for the keyword, like whatever state or county you're looking for, and put drone in there also, and find them that way. Droners.io post a lot of things to there. But generally, if it's a new area, I usually use droners.io. If I can't find anyone like online that looks like they actually do land stuff like in that area, or land photography in that area. And once I get a good one in an area, then I keep going back to them, because they know what I want, I know what they can do, and it's easier.
Do you just hire a drone photographer to get pictures from the air and that's it? Or do you get like pictures from the ground as well? Or
90% of our buyers comment on they love the drone footage and they want it after they purchase a property so that they can have all of it. And for all of our droning, I've created a write-up through over the years. It's changed and I add to, but it's basically, hey, here's everything I want. I want it at these different, I want it like ground level, I want it 100 feet, I want it at 200 feet or whatever is under the legal limit. And then I want directions and all this. I want to loop around the property. I want to fly through the property. And it's extensive, but it gives us everything we need.
You get video too, or just pictures?
Yep, both. So get it all. Because with the videos, I can go through it and pause it and then take snips myself. So it gives me a lot more options for angles and stuff.
Do you have a drone by any chance?
Yep. Oh yeah, I've got a couple of them.
Yeah, I do too. And it's kind of funny, like just, I don't know, the novelty of having pictures from the sky like that. Like, it's kind of hard to get bad pictures. Like, you sort of point it any which way, and as long as your property is in the frame, it just looks cool. It's just like, oh, cool. It looks different than what you normally see with just some cheap looking images that somebody shot from their phone. So
yeah, it's awesome. It's great technology.
how expensive is that to hire the typical drone photographer for your properties?
I try and pile them up so that they can hit a bunch at a time, and I always want more than 5 if I can wait and get enough acceptances in. But it varies anywhere from probably $250 to $350 per property. But that's like rural stuff. Like, gets out there and they got to travel, and some of the guys will even like ask if it's okay to camp on the properties, and because they don't want to drive a couple hours back to the nearest town to get in a hotel. And so it's best to pile them up for us, at least. We mail certain areas like a lot, so like we send out a lot of mail, and we get a lot of acceptances in and can usually get a good pile for a photographer to go hit. So
Does it end up being cheaper when you do it like that?
I've never really asked for that much of a discount, because, I mean, I know I'm buying all these, so like anything I send them to, I'm pretty sure I'm going to buy. So unless there's like something crazy on the property, which has never happened.
And I guess maybe that's another question is, how do you know you're going to do it? Is it because you have a signed purchase agreement, or like you've already closed on it, or like at what point are you like, yep, it's a go, spend $300?
Now it's usually always in title at some point, and I'll have like a a back out exception in our purchase agreement that I tell the buyer or the sellers that, hey, like, we're gonna, by signing this, you agree to let us go see the property, and if there's anything like waste or whatever on the property, squatters, we can back out, and they agree to that. And I've never had it happen, so knock on wood. Hope that never happens. We'll see.
Yeah.
Probably will eventually.
What role is seller financing playing in your business these days? Like, are you actively trying to do them that way, or you just give people the option, or?
It was really big for a few years there, and probably the first 3 to 4 years I was in business, seller financing was very popular. I don't know exact splits, but probably 75 to 80% of our sales were going to seller financing, and we still have 40-ish notes. But now that we've gone into more expensive properties and more higher priced properties, people tend to buy them for cash. It's just a different clientele and different audience that you're pitching properties to.
How expensive is that? At which point they start becoming more cash than seller financing? Is it like over 100 grand or something? Or
I mean, everything. When you think about this year, I think we've sold like 2 on financing this year. I think that's it. Man, like sales price of probably 25, 30K and over. It becomes substantially less popular to do.
yeah, is it because they're like gonna buy it and build a house on it, or like they're just super wealthy people, or I don't know, like what would be the reason? Do you have any sense as to what's going on there?
I'm not sure. I mean, it's at the higher price point properties, it's probably just people with the term in our industry is the bass boat properties, right? That was coined by one of the other land flippers, and I think it's just more of a clientele base probably, or different areas. Like we're working in different areas now too, so that's not the desert squares that are super cheap that you can become a landowner very easily.